I'm sorry, I was napping. Welcome back to AD Nightly, right here on the Anti-Disestablishmentarianism YouTube channel. Is it Nightly? Yeah, it's at Anti-Disestablishmentarianism Nightly. That's how you find the show. So, or AD Nightly for the podcast. It's easier to find that way. As for today, it's been a day, guys. Did a whole bunch of stuff, did a whole bunch of work, ate a whole bunch of good food right now before this stream. And I'm feeling good, feeling rested, ready for the night shift, and do some more podcasting tomorrow. All right, so we're going to start off with the news from today, Wednesday, May the 7th. Still is that. And here's one that's been talked about a lot. This is a story, about another story of police brutality that happened 3 or 4 years ago with Tyree Nichols. So the story goes, the latest news, 3 former Memphis officers were acquitted Wednesday of all charges, including second-degree murder in the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols after he ran away from a police stop. Death that sparked nationwide protests and prompted renewed calls for police reforms in the U.S. An out-of-town jury from a majority white county, about 8.5 hours over 2 days, it took them to find Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith not guilty on all charges after a 9-day trial in state court in Memphis, which is majority black. After the jury's verdict was read, the defendants hugged their lawyers as relatives of the former officers cried. Outside the courtroom, one relative yelled, "Thank you, Jesus." Martin Zumock, Smith's attorney, told the Associated Press that, quote, "It's easy to defend a good person. It's nerve-wracking to represent an innocent man." I bet it is. And I'll get here. Let's see the other opinion from Mr. Ben Crump, of course, the attorney for so many of these cases, which, you hear every single one. That's got to be a hell of an undertaking to just be involved in all these really sad stories. But, man, God bless him for doing that. These attorneys, just like that other guy, I was saying, is nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. I'm sure it is. The justice, especially with the justice system being unjust as it is, scary stuff. So civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who represents Nichols' family, issued a statement expressing outrage at the outcome of the trial, saying, quote, "Today's verdicts are a devastating miscarriage of justice." The statement reads, "The world watched as Tyree Nichols was beaten to death by those sworn to protect and serve." Memphis District Attorney Steve Mulroy said he respects the jury, but thinks the evidence was there for every charge that prosecutors brought. Was I surprised? He went on to say, "Was I surprised that there wasn't a single guilty verdict on any of the counts or any of the lesser included offenses, given the overwhelming evidence that we presented? Yes, I was surprised. Do I have an explanation for it? No." End quote. He said he spoke to Nichols' family briefly and, quote, "They were devastated. I think they were outraged, and we can understand why they would be outraged given the evidence." Defense attorneys said Martin was responsible for the most violence. Former Memphis officers Desmond Mills Jr. and Martin, who were also involved in the beating, did not stand trial in state court after they agreed to a plea deal with prosecutors. They also pleaded guilty in federal court, where sentencing for all 5 officers is pending. Defense attorneys emphasized that Martin kicked and punched Nichols several times in the head. So yeah, basically now I'll give my opinion on what this sad story is, and it's all too common. why was it 5 people beating up one person, and why did they have to beat him up so bad that he died? Sounds unnecessary, completely. And, I mean, yeah, there's something to be said. Don't resist arrest, you know. If, people treat you how you treat them all the time. So that's pretty much it. I mean, not all the time, but sometimes there's some connivers. But, just try to stay away. It sucks. It sucks that Tyree Nichols is dead. By the descriptions of him, sounds like he was a cool dude and probably just had like a bunch of pressure on him. So that sucks. Just sucks, and it is outrageous. And yeah, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. No, all these stories should not happen ever. Here's some interesting news. StarTribune.com is saying that Target CEO Brian Cornell his pay declined 45% to $9.9 million. Aw. The Minneapolis-based retailer fell short of several performance measures, which meant lower equity awards. Aw. Of course, there's a paywall on this now. Okay, so here's my opinion on this story. So the CEO of Target got his pay decreased. Basically, okay, so his salary is $1.9 million every year, and of course there goes into like the compensation from profits and things like that. Other metrics that go into how much he actually makes. And it went from, what, $22 million to $9 million. And his highest ever was in 2020 when the supply chain crashed for the pandemic. And he made, what, $77 million or something like that, just like everybody else. Just big old money grab. Well, like and subscribe, AD Nightly. I'm right here. The podcast version is RSS out there. And on that, you can find a link to my website, thebenalogicalsociety.org/contacts, where you can book me for anything. Like, not anything. Don't, like, clip out that little part of this interview either. That'll be in my waiver. Yeah. My runner. Yeah, do that. Contact me, and I will I'll just show up to wherever, like, you want me to be, and just be myself. And I think you'd enjoy that. I mean, if you went to those lengths to book me. Not for a crime, because I don't commit any. Try not to. Try my best. All right. Let's see. Oh, here's a cool one. Valerie the Dachshund found fit and well after 529 days on Kangaroo Island. Oh, shit. So, a wiener dog was lost on the aptly named Kangaroo Island. A beloved miniature dachshund who disappeared on a South Australian island 529 days ago has been found safe and well by wildlife rescuers. Valerie the Dachshund vanished a year and a half ago on Kangaroo Island, with Kangala Wildlife Rescue working, quote, around the clock in recent weeks to bring her home. On Friday night, they announced Valerie had been rescued. Saying, quote, after weeks of tireless efforts by Kangala Wildlife Rescue volunteers and partner organizations, Valerie has been safely rescued, is fit and well. They said in a social media post. They went on to say, quote, we are absolutely thrilled and deeply relieved that Valerie is finally safe and able to begin her transition back to her loving parents, Josh and Georgia. Owner Georgia Gardner expressed her relief on social media, saying, for anyone who's ever lost a pet, your feelings are valid and never give up hope, she said in a post on social media. Sometimes good things happen to good people. Incredibly grateful for Kongala Wildlife Rescue and Kangaroo Island community, our friends, family, and everyone who has contributed their support to Rescue Val. There's a picture of the couple and their little wiener. Love it. Kangala Wildlife Rescue said this search for Valerie involved more than 1,000 volunteers and roughly 5,000 kilometers traveled. The local team set up a, quote, rescue site, which included cameras and a trap with, quote, remote door system. Kangala, you know what, just find this. It's abc.net. Valerie the Dachshund found fit and well after 529 days on Kangaroo Island. So, kind of a, you know, I like to bring some levity. You see headlines, and sometimes you're just like, oh, that's cute to break up the monotony of the horrors we endure every second of our lives, isn't it? From Wired.com, Tulsi Gabbard reused the same weak password on multiple accounts for years. Now the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, Gabbard failed to follow basic cybersecurity practices on several of her personal accounts. Leaked records reviewed by Wired revealed. Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence, used the same easily cracked password for different online accounts over a period of years, according to leaked records reviewed by Wired. Following her participation in a Signal group chat in which sensitive details of military operations were unwittingly shared with a journalist, the revelations raised... That was a burp in my throat. The revelation raises further questions about the security practices of the U.S. spy chief. Wired reviewed Gabbard's passwords using database of material leaked online, creating an open source intelligence firm data series. I'm just bored of reading this. Wired reviewed Gabbard's passwords using database of material leaked online, created by the open source intelligence firms District 4 Labs and Constella Intelligence. Gabbard served in Congress from 2013 to 2021, during which time she sat on an Armed Services Committee, its subcommittee on Intelligence and Special Operations, and the Foreign Affairs Committee, giving her access to sensitive information. Material from breaches shows that during a portion of the period, she used the same password across multiple email addresses and online accounts in a contravention of well-established best practices for online security. There is no indication that she used a password on government accounts. So that kind of changes it at the end, doesn't it, huh? Okay. What? Let me go to that. Two collections of breached records published in 2017 but breached at some previous unknown date, known as combo lists, reveal a password that was used for email accounts associated with her personal website. That same password, according to combo list published in 2019, was used with her Gmail account, and the same password was used, according to records dating to 2012, for Dropbox and LinkedIn. Accounts associated with the email address tied with her personal website, according to records dating in 2018. Breaches also the blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, like, yeah. Now here's my opinion. You're seeing a lot of this across the board. I mean, start with the Anthony Weiner pick. Like, did he not think that would get out there? It's kind of one of those things where it's like, man, you know, the whole administration, you had problems with the leaks as far as the Signal chat, people getting added onto that, just insanely, and then the whole what is it, the direct line to Hegseth's office. They're flaunting their insecurities. It's basically what it is. And it's one of those things where they're basically saying that cybersecurity is a moot point, I'm pretty sure, which is not the case, you know, in any way. Like, you should just, I don't know, take appropriate, you know, standards in hand. And not just, just like be an actual administration of government and like an example for other people, because as much as hacking is like a dumb game and it's probably hard to not get hacked, like that's in its own right, that's like a whole sector, and like a lot of attention goes into that cybersecurity aspect of things. So why not just kind of bolster that a little bit, or a lot of it, like really bolster the cybersecurity aspect of life, and especially in the government, because it's all good, That's my opinion on that. I think that's it. Yeah, it was a good amount of streaming done here tonight. Yeah, good amount. All right, everybody. Well, have a great night. And into the next day and moving forward from there. Have good all of that. I will have my Substack on jacking off coming up soon. No. It's going to have a title of, it'll be a good, well-written piece on interpersonal relationships, love, sex, other things. And, I hope you can subscribe. And if not, maybe you'll get the book later. All right. Thanks again for tuning in, AD Nightly, the weekly, daily, live internet stream featuring my curt opinions on massive issues. And thanks again.